Hello, aspirants, and welcome to today's explainer for Rungta IAS Academy. I'm Faculty 1, and today we're tackling a massive new buzzword that's currently disrupting the global tech economy. It's called Memflation. Faculty 2, why should our students care about this? Well, if you're targeting GS Paper 3, understanding Memflation is absolutely crucial. It perfectly ties together the Indian economy, technology, and manufacturing sectors. Let's get right into it.
Here's our quick roadmap for this session. We'll decode the term Memflation, break down the AI infrastructure boom, look at the very real impact on Indian consumers, forecast the global supply chain, and finally, lock down your UPSC mains and interview strategy.
Okay, starting with part 1, decoding the term Memflation. Keep your ears open because this is a highly probable conceptual keyword for your upcoming prelims.
So what exactly is Memflation? Think of it as a severe structural inflation driven directly by a massive global shortage of memory chips. You see, this isn't your standard monetary inflation. We're talking about skyrocketing component prices, causing real physical supply disruptions, especially for the price-sensitive consumer electronics that we rely on every day here in India.
Right, which brings us to Section 2, the AI infrastructure boom. Faculty 1, if an examiner asks what the root cause of this sudden memory chip shortage is, what's the core analytical answer?
It basically comes down to priority. Right now, global semiconductor giants are aggressively diverting their capacity to produce high-bandwidth memory, or HBM. Why? Because the demand for AI infrastructure is just off the charts. Now, since a single HBM chip requires about 2 to 3 times the wafer capacity of your standard memory, the conventional DRAM and NAND chips, the ones used in our everyday mainstream smartphones, are being severely squeezed out of production.
Exactly. Moving into Section 3, impact on Indian consumers. So how does this massive global shift actually play out in our local market ecosystem?
Well, the ground reality is quite harsh. For a gig worker, an entry-level smartphone isn't a luxury. It's a lifeline. But right now, the Indian mobile market is facing an acute shortage of devices in that crucial sub-10,000 to 15,000 rupee category. When standard chips dry up, manufacturing these highly price-sensitive phones just isn't viable anymore.
Absolutely. And aspirants, grab a pen and note down this specific figure for your mains databank, 15 to 20%. Industry data shows that the prices for several economy cell phone brands have already jumped by at least 15 to 20%. For a highly price-elastic market like India, that's a massive shock to the end consumer.
Let's bring in some expert perspective. B.V. Naidu, a foundational architect of India's ESDM ecosystem, hit the nail on the head. He pointed out that India is extremely vulnerable here because of our heavy reliance on imported electronic components, combined with our price-elastic consumer base. Global chip makers are basically reserving whatever standard memory they have for premium brands like Apple and Samsung. This literally starves our domestic budget brands of essential standard memory allocation.
So where do we go from here? Section 4, Global Supply Chain Forecast. Let's look at what experts from IESA and Gartner are predicting for this structural recalibration. The outlook is definitely tight. According to Gartner's timeline, suppliers will be dealing with higher prices through the first half of 2026. Then, for the rest of 2026 and into 2027, the market remains heavily constrained before we see any gradual normalization. Why so long? Because expanding semiconductor fabrication is incredibly capital-intensive and slow. Ultimately, this Memflation is expected to delay or even destroy non-AI tech demand right up until 2028. All right, let's bring it all home. Section 5, UPSC mains and interview focus. Time to consolidate this into a sharp exam strategy. If you're tackling a GS3 question on global supply chain shocks, here's exactly how you structure your challenges paragraph. First, point out the vulnerability of India's ESDM ecosystem. Second, highlight the macroeconomic impact of our heavy reliance on electronic component imports. Third, mention the bill of materials, or BOM, pressure that's crushing domestic manufacturing profitability. And finally, use Memflation as a concrete case study of how AI is structurally shifting and cannibalizing standard global supply chains. That's a perfect framework. Aspirants, as we wrap up, we want to leave you with a direct interview-style question to ponder. In light of Memflation, how can India's domestic semiconductor initiatives effectively insulate our price-elastic consumer market from future global supply shocks?
Definitely think about this one. Try linking today's explainer with the India Semiconductor mission during your self-study. Thanks for tuning in to Rungta IAS Academy today. Keep studying smart, and we'll see you in the next session.